It's early May in Garden Zone 8B here in the Pacific Northwest, and if you've been staring at your garden beds thinking, ugh, I really need to deal with that, this video is for you. In this video, we'll cover what you can actually do right now in early May to get your garden going, some really low effort techniques that work beautifully in our climate, what to plant this week, and, because I can't help myself, a little bit about planting by the moon, because I think the cycles of nature are worth paying attention to, whether you're a seasoned pagan or just someone who wants to be more intentional in the garden. Let's get into it. So first, let me say this directly. It is not too late to start your garden. Not even close. I know there's pressure, especially online, where it feels like if you didn't start seeds under grow lights in February, you failed the whole season. That is not true, especially here. Zone 8B is forgiving. Our springs are long, our summers are warm but not brutal, and early May is a sweet spot. The soil has had time to warm up, the worst of the cold snaps are behind us, we've still got the entire growing season ahead. Those cool season crops we grow so well in the Pacific Northwest, like lettuce, kale, peas, and brassicas, are still very much in play right now. And for the warm season stuff like squash, tomatoes, beans, early May is exactly the right time to be hardening those off and getting them ready to go in the ground. You are not behind, you are right on time. The one thing I do want you to do before anything else, go outside, grab a handful of soil, and squeeze it. If it crumbles apart when you open your hand, it's workable. If it stays in a wet ball, give it a few more days. Never work wet clay soil. You'll regret it the whole rest of the season. Okay, let's talk about what to do if your beds look like a disaster. Dead plants, old weeds, general chaos, because mine sometimes do, and I know yours might too. Here's what I want you not to do. Don't haul it all away. Don't spend a Saturday afternoon bagging up organic matter and taking it away. Your soil actually wants all that dead organic material. Instead, chop it down, knock it over, stomp it flat, and layer on top of it. This is composting in place, also called sheet composting, and it is one of the most hands-off things you can do. Pull anything woody and thick, like old tomato cages still wrapped in vines, big stalks, set those in a proper pile to break down separately. But everything soft like old leaf matter, spent greens, and soft plant tops can be chopped and dropped right there on the bed. Then layer an inch or two of finished compost, H manure, or whatever you've got over the top of it. Water it in. Your soil biology, the fungi, bacteria, and worms, they will break all of this down while your new plants are getting established. You're feeding the soil while you're planting in it. It's beautiful. Now, maybe you're not refreshing an existing bed. Maybe you're looking at a patch of grass or a weedy corner and thinking, I want a garden bed there. But tilling sounds awful, and it is. Digging out sod sounds even worse. Lasagna gardening. This is your answer. No digging, no tilling, you are literally building a garden on top of what's already there. Here's what you do. Get cardboard. All that cardboard that you have, that free cardboard, appliance boxes, moving boxes, whatever, lay it directly on the ground where you want your bed. Make sure you remove the tape. Overlap the edges by at least 6 inches so nothing sneaks through, and wet it down really well. Then start layering on top. You're going to alternate green layers, like fresh grass clippings, kitchen scraps, fresh plant material, with brown layers, which is like straw, dried leaves, shredded cardboard, or paper. Keep going until you're 8 to 12 inches deep. Top it all off with a few inches of good compost or garden soil, and here's the magic. You can plant into it right now, today. The layers haven't broken down yet, but that top layer of compost is enough to establish all the roots. By fall, everything underneath will have decomposed into the richest, loosest soil you've ever seen. Our Pacific Northwest climate is perfect for this method because the moisture does so much of the work. If you've been wanting to expand your garden footprint, this is the easiest way to do it. Let's talk about what actually goes into the ground this week in Zone 8B. For direct sowing, meaning you scatter or press seeds into the soil, you can do lettuce, spinach, arugula, kale, chard, beets, carrots, radishes, peas, cilantro, dill, and parsley. Get your peas in especially. They want to go in while the soil is still on the cooler side before summer heat arrives. Beans and squash can also be direct sown in early May now that the soil has warmed up enough. For transplants, broccoli, cauliflower, cabbage, and kale starts, they can all go in right now as well. And if you've got tomatoes, peppers, or squash that you started indoors or picked up at the nursery, this week is the time to start hardening them off. The best way to do that is set them outside for a few hours each day, increasing the time gradually. By mid-May, once your overnight temps are staying above 50 degrees consistently, they're ready to go in the ground. So then you also have herbs, chives, oregano, thyme, mint, lemon balm. They all go in right now with no hesitation. Basil is finally starting to be okay. Early May, you can put it out on warm days, but keep an eye on nighttime temps and be ready to cover it if needed. Mid-May is a little bit safer if you want to be cautious. So with flowers, dahlias can go in the ground in May and will bloom for you all summer. Poppies, bachelor's buttons, and calendula can also be direct sown now. Strawberries, if you haven't planted them yet, do that this week. Okay, this is my favorite thing to talk about in gardening. And if you're new here, hi, I'm someone who thinks the garden is both a practical and a spiritual place. Both are true at the same time. Planting by the moon is one of the oldest gardening traditions we have. Nearly every ancient agricultural culture paid attention to lunar cycles, and there's actual science underneath the tradition. The moon's gravitational pull affects moisture movement in the soil and in plant tissue the same way it affects tides. There's also the factor that when the moon is shining bright in the night sky, that's a little bit of extra light that plants are getting throughout the night. It may not be much, but it's enough to make a difference. So here's the basic framework, and it's not complicated. During the waxing moon, that's when we have a new moon that's transitioning to a full moon. When the light is growing, you plant things that grow above ground. Think leafy greens, fruits, flowers. The energy and moisture are moving upwards. This is the time of increase and growth. During the waning moon, which is the moon that goes from the full moon back to the new moon, the light is decreasing. So you focus on root crops, bulbs, and transplanting. Energy is moving downward into the earth. The full moon itself and the dark moon, those are rest days. Harvest on the full moon, weed, tend, plant, and rest on the dark moon or the new moon. May is such a powerful month to tune into this. The wheel of the year is turning towards Beltane and beyond. The earth is at her most alive and generative. When you sync your planting to the moon, you're not just optimizing your garden, you're also participating in something ancient, something your ancestors used to do. You're in relationship with the cycles that have guided growers, healers, and earth keepers for thousands of years. If this is new to you, just try it for one season. Look up a lunar planting calendar. There are free apps and websites everywhere, and let it guide your timing. See how it feels to be intentional about when you plant, not just what you plant. So that's your Zone 8B early May game plan. Check your soil, chop and drop what's already there. Consider building a lasagna bed if you want to expand your garden. Get your cool season seeds in now. Start hardening off your warm season transplants and look up where the moon is tonight. The garden doesn't ask for perfection, it only asks for presence. I'd love to see what you're planting, share it in the comments, and if you have any questions about what grows well in our zone, drop them below. I'll see you in the next one.